You take the blue pill. The story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want to believe. You take the red pill. You stay in Wonderland. And I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes.
What if everything you believe about your life is a lie? That's not just the question at the heart of The Matrix. It's the uncomfortable question most of us spend our lives avoiding. Because deep down, we all sense it at some point. That whisper in the back of your mind telling you something isn't quite right. Your job feels hollow. Your routines feel repetitive. The spark you once had, gone. And then, someone or something offers you a choice. Do you take the comfortable lie or the painful truth? When Morpheus sits across from Neo, holding out the red pill in one hand and the blue in the other, it's more than just a science fiction scene. It's a mirror, forcing us to see the exact moment when growth demands sacrifice. And most people, they walk away, not because they don't want change, but because they can't face what it will destroy. But Neo didn't walk away, and the path he chose holds a brutal, necessary lesson for anyone who's ever felt that itch for something more. Before the choice, there was the cage, though Neo couldn't see the bars yet. By day, he was Thomas Anderson, a quiet office worker drowning in cubicle gray monotony. By night, he was Neo, a hacker chasing whispers of a truth he couldn't quite define. His apartment was dim, his life repetitive, his days predictable, except for that gnawing sense that something or even everything was wrong. If you've ever had that feeling, you know it's not always dramatic. It's not some thunderbolt revelation. It's the small cracks in your reality, the moments where you pause mid-task and think, is this it? And instead of looking for the answer, you distract yourself. With work, with scrolling, with anything that keeps you from asking the real question. Neo's life was built to keep him asleep, and honestly, so is ours. Comfortable routines, familiar environments, predictable outcomes, the perfect recipe for staying exactly where you are, even if you hate it. And yet, he kept searching. Somewhere deep inside, he knew the bars were there. And that's the dangerous part, because once you start looking for the truth, you can't unsee it. And for Neo, that search was about to bring him face to face with the man who would force him to choose. When Neo finally meets Morpheus, it's not in a boardroom or on some glowing digital battlefield. It's in a quiet, dimly lit room, the kind of place where truth feels heavier, more dangerous. Morpheus doesn't waste time. He tells Neo exactly what's at stake. You felt it your entire life, that there's something wrong with the world. And in a few calm, deliberate sentences, he tears down the last layer of Neo's illusions. Then comes the choice. In one hand, the blue pill, go back to sleep, wake up in your bed, believe whatever you want to believe. In the other, the red pill, stay in Wonderland and see how deep the rabbit hole goes. It's a deceptively simple offer, but the truth is, it's the same one life gives all of us, over and over again. A toxic relationship you keep justifying, a job that drains you but pays enough to keep you quiet, beliefs you inherited but never questioned. Every time you face one of these crossroads, you're holding your own red and blue pills. And here's the uncomfortable part. Most people take the blue pill, not because they're weak, but because the red one demands that you burn down everything you thought you knew. And once you swallow it, there's no going back. Neo doesn't hesitate for long. His hand closes around the red pill, and in that moment, the comfortable lie is gone forever. What comes next isn't a rush of triumph, but the first shock of pain. The red pill isn't hard to find. The real problem is, most of us don't actually want it, because the moment you choose it, you're saying goodbye to the safety net you've been standing on your entire life. Friends might drift away. Family might stop understanding you. The identity you've spent years building, the one you've convinced yourself is you, starts to crumble, and that's terrifying. It's easier to take the blue pill and tell yourself, I'm fine. Things aren't that bad. I can live with this. Comfort zones are seductive like that. They give you predictability, even if it's a prison. They tell you, you know the rules here. You can survive here. And survival is all the brain cares about. The irony, that same survival instinct is what keeps you from truly living. Most people suspect there's more to life, a deeper truth, a bigger potential, but they never touch it, because getting there means crossing a field of discomfort, uncertainty, and loss. Neo could have stayed at his desk, cashed his paychecks, and kept dreaming about maybe one day. But one day is a trick. It's just another blue pill, wrapped in the comforting lie that you'll get to the truth when the timing's better. And for Neo, the timing was never going to get better. The choice was now or never. The moment Neo swallows the red pill, the romance of seeking the truth disappears. There's no epic victory music, no instant upgrade. Instead, the walls of his reality start to melt. The code behind his world bleeds through the surface. His skin crawls, his breath quickens, and then he wakes up. Not in a sleek, futuristic city, but in a pod filled with sludge, naked, weak, his body atrophied from a lifetime of inactivity. The world he thought was real is gone. The self-image he carried is shattered. And in its place, a raw, unfiltered reality that hurts to look at. That's what the truth feels like. It's not glamorous. It's not Instagram-worthy. It's the shock of seeing yourself without the filters you've been hiding behind. In self-improvement, it's that first moment you realize I am the reason I've been stuck. It's the moment you see the cost of all the lies you've told yourself and all the years you've spent living them. This is why the red pill scares people. It's not the truth itself. It's what the truth destroys. It wipes away the comfort you've wrapped around yourself like a blanket, and it leaves you standing there exposed. Neo's reality wasn't just uncomfortable, it was unrecognizable. And that's the real price of growth. You don't just change the scenery, you burn the old map and you accept that there's no way back to the person you were before. When Neo is pulled from the pod and onto Morpheus's ship, he's not the chosen one. He's not a hero. He's a man who can barely move. His muscles are weak. His eyes ache because they've never seen real light. Every step is shaky, every movement awkward. This is the part no one talks about when they romanticize waking up. The truth doesn't instantly make you stronger. It strips you down to nothing and forces you to rebuild piece by piece. In the real world, this looks like leaving a toxic job and realizing you have no idea what you want to do next. Ending a relationship that was holding you back and suddenly feeling like you've lost your identity. Questioning a belief you've held your whole life and realizing you have to relearn how to think. Neo has to learn to walk again, fight again, see again, and every step is frustrating. The same way you might feel when you try to build new habits or learn a skill and the progress is painfully slow. This is where most people quit, not because the dream wasn't worth it, but because they didn't expect the cost. But here's the truth. Rebuilding isn't a setback. It's the process that forges you into someone who can handle the life you're trying to create. Without it, the truth would crush you. With it, the truth becomes your foundation. And for Neo, that foundation was about to be tested, because knowing the truth is one thing. Living by it is something entirely different. The red pill isn't some sci-fi object reserved for chosen heroes. It's a choice you face in the real world every single day. And no, it won't dissolve in your stomach and rewrite your DNA, but it will force you to rewrite yourself. So how do you prepare for that? How do you build the courage to pick truth over comfort when the moment comes? First, practice radical honesty. Not with the world, with yourself. Sit down with a journal. No filters, no branding, no excuses. Write the things you know are wrong in your life, the things you've been tolerating. If it stings to admit, you're on the right track. Second, seek discomfort in small doses. You don't have to rip your entire life apart overnight. Start with micro challenges. Take the cold shower, have the uncomfortable conversation, sign up for the thing that scares you just enough to make your pulse quicken. Every time you survive discomfort, your brain learns that fear isn't fatal. Third, audit your beliefs. Ask yourself, who told me this was true? And have I ever tested it for myself? You'll be shocked at how much of your identity is borrowed, and how much you can discard once you realize it never belonged to you. The truth is, you don't stumble into your red pill moment. You train for it, and when it comes, it won't feel like a movie scene. It'll feel like standing at the edge of a cliff with the wind in your face, knowing you can either step back to safety or step forward into the unknown. Neo stepped forward, and that decision changed everything. Most people think the red pill moment is a lightning strike, one dramatic, cinematic choice that changes everything. But in reality, it's a muscle you build long before the big decision arrives. And if you don't train it, you'll almost always default to the blue pill without even realizing it. So how do you prepare yourself for the truth when it comes knocking? Start with radical self-honesty. Not the polished version of honesty you share with friends. The kind that stings because it exposes where you've been hiding. Write down the areas of your life that are out of alignment, the relationships, habits, or routines that you know are keeping you numb. Don't dress them up. Call them what they are. Then, train in discomfort. Make seeking discomfort part of your daily life. Take the meeting you've been avoiding. Sign up for something you're afraid you'll be bad at. Speak the truth in situations where you'd normally stay quiet. Small moments like these are your red pill rehearsals. They prove to your brain that you can survive the sting of the unknown. Finally, question everything you've accepted without proof. Ask yourself, who told me this was true? And do I believe this because it's real or because it's familiar? You'll find that much of your reality is inherited, not chosen. And once you see that, you can decide which pieces to keep and which ones to throw away. These habits won't make the red pill painless, but they will make you strong enough to swallow it without choking. Because when the moment comes, when life hands you a truth that could either free you or break you, you want to be the person who chooses freedom every time. The thing about the red pill is, it's never just once. Sure, Neo had that one defining moment with Morpheus, but the truth doesn't just reveal itself and let you coast. Every day after, you're handed the same choice in different forms: to speak up or stay silent, to change or stay comfortable, to see what's real or look away. Most people think courage is a single act, a big cinematic moment you can point to. But in reality, it's the accumulation of hundreds of small decisions where you choose truth over ease. And every time you do, the old version of you fades a little more, making space for the person you're becoming. Morpheus said, "All I'm offering is the truth, nothing more." And that's the part most of us forget. The truth doesn't promise safety, comfort, or even happiness. What it promises is freedom. And freedom demands that you stop hiding from what's real, no matter how much it hurts. So maybe the real question isn't, would you take the red pill? The real question is, when you wake up tomorrow and life hands you your choice again, will you take it then?